thing I never really dove into too hard when it comes to Power Rangers. About what I would think of like a tier list. So don't get me wrong, I love every single season of Power Rangers. Like I love Power Rangers franchise and everything like that. But I just always wanted to try to talk about. I wanted to try to see if I try to hit the tier list. And that's a kind of it's a little scary. I'm not gonna lie, because I fully intend on turning this into a YouTube video too. So it's like, ooh. So it might get a tiny bit controversial. Just a little maybe, I don't know. But okay, let's go ahead and talk. Let's go ahead and talk these Rangers. I don't know. Alright. We got okay, first things first. Let's talk S tier. Now that is a controversial one. Now, so they got everybody. They got my Rumble season 1, 2, 3, 8. They got pretty much every season on here, even including. Oh, okay, even all the movies. They got first Power movie, the Turbo Power movie, Clash of Red Rangers, 2017 Power Rangers, including Once and Always. Yes, that's a tough one. Actually, we will start with something kind of. We will start with something a little bit. Now, okay. First things first. First things first. We're gonna put my Morphin as B tier. Now, I'm gonna B tier, and then put the yeah. The reason why is because okay. So the reason why I feel this way is because I love Mighty Morphin. Don't get me wrong. There's gonna be a special place in my heart, cause like literally, this is like the first Power Ranger season I ever. Literally the first Power Ranger season. I mean, it's the first Power Ranger season that. First of all, yeah. It's literally the first Power Ranger season I ever watched. So it's literally the first Power Ranger season I ever cosplayed from. As you can see, this is the Morpher from my old Red Ranger cosplay from a long time ago. And of course, I've talked about my Morpher. Like when I got this, I could not put it down. I still can't put it down today. I cursed myself too. I said, seriously, it's there. It'll always be there. And of course, Dragon Dagger. Well, this is the foam one. I have the reignition toys. I have the reignition toys version of the Dragon Dagger 2. It's over there. And again, I love Mighty Morphin. I genuinely do. My thing is though, is that so much of the franchise, it gets held, so much of the franchise, like this criticism that Power Rangers always gets. Something I've been saying for years is that when it comes to Power Rangers, most people are talking about, most people are references Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and with good reason. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers took over. It went, it went full ham at how big it was. Uh, uh, Mighty Morphin went full ham at how big it was as a as a franchise. It really just set the tone for what the franchise could be, and it just this stuff like that. It's just really good, and like I've been very fortunate to meet Jason David Frank and Johnny Young Bosch and Catherine Sutherland. That was back in 2015. I never got a picture. I didn't get a picture with her, which that does suck. But like I've been very fortunate. Oh yeah, and Richard Horowitz who played Alpha 5. That's been extremely fortunate. And I know there was the Nostalgia Con where there was Rocky and Aisha and Zach. They all were their guests there. I was like, oh, and that was so cool. But then there's also like it's just a lot, man. I really enjoy every minute. I really enjoy every minute of Mighty Morphin. I don't get tired of it. I don't get tired of Power Rangers at all. Um, but with so much of Power Rangers brand focusing so much on Mighty Morphin, I feel like it kind of messes up a little bit. And even though I have my high hopes for the Disney Plus reboot whenever it comes along, which by the way, it's been very very quiet. I haven't really heard anything related to the Power Rangers reboot from Disney Plus. I'll accept that one episode is complete. One of not they haven't filmed it; they've written it. So it's there's that. But again, with Mighty Morphin, I feel like there's so much. I feel like there's just a lot that goes on with Mighty Morphin that I have mixed feelings about. Uh, I love because again, don't get me wrong, love Mighty Morphin. It's just a lot what goes into like it's like I guess the franchise relies on it, but then I can understand because because it is the face of the franchise. So yeah, that's how I feel about that. Okay, so Alien Rangers, Alien Rangers, uh, Alien Rangers. I think I will say C. Now, don't get me wrong, Alien Rangers was pretty dope. I really like the way they did the fight scenes because this was like a debut of like Koichi Sakamoto, and he was like a mainstay of like Power Rangers and like Toku stuff. And as an action director, it's really cool. And but I mean, not the acting debut, his directorial debut. But it's like really cool. But I just thought it was really dope. I just thought it was really dope. But it was short. I wish they'd done a little bit more with Alien Rangers. I understand that was like the bridge to Zeo. Despite the fact that the Rangers were kids again, uh, it's like a lot of stuff that going on in there. But I really like Alien Rangers for like the way that they did the fight scenes for like from like Koichi Sakamoto, how creative it was. All right, Zeo. Talk Zeo. We're gonna put it on. Honestly, F tier. And it goes back to my thing about Mighty Morphin. See, a lot like the evolution of the series of the franchise. The evolution of the series, the evolution of the franchise. It doesn't negate what Mighty Morphin did. In fact, I mean, like there's always that. I always go back to that speech from when they first get the Zeo powers. It's like, but the Power Rangers are gone. And other places more advanced fighting force, and that and they have like they have that subtle reminder every time in the power chamber, and you can see like in the back where the Ranger suits are and the weapons and everything else. It's like it never. Mighty Morphin never went away. It just like is always preserved and immortalized. So it's just really but yes. So when it comes to Zeo, again, love the fight scene. I love the fight scenes. Although I wish they had a little more. I wish they had a little more fight scenes. That would have been cool. I would love to see like how Kat and Tanya. I mean, you got to see that on Turbo, but I would have liked to you got glimpses of it on Zeo. Uh, because I feel like they're still getting that little residual rules from like season 3, minimize the fight scenes and or tone it down. So, but yes, Zeo. I mean, on top of that, I really love the Zords on Zeo. The Zeo Red Battle Zord, the Super Zeo Zord, the Warrior Wheel, who's basically like an energetic little brother. Uh, Pyramidas, the Zeo Ultra Zord, which is effectively just overkill. And of course, like the Gold Ranger. Like, I mean, those are some of my favorite suit designs in the entire franchise too. So it's like, oh yeah, oh yeah. Like, Power Rangers Turbo. We're also gonna put you at. I'm gonna put you at C. No. think I will put you at B. Because, uh, so stupid. The reason why I'm put, oh, what's up, Bubble Plays? Uh, how you doing? How you doing? Uh, I'm just making a Power Rangers tier list today because I'm really gonna be on my Power Rangers list today. So sit tight, get comfortable, grab a snack. So we're talking Power Rangers today. But anyway, I put Turbo as B. Okay, so let me think for a second. Hmm. Sure. People. Well, okay. So I'm gonna say Turbo in the sense that I'm gonna say Turbo in the sense that as I got older and rewatched it without that without the context of, oh yeah, this is where I really was, I'm good at Risky Met the Power Rangers team. Yeah. Oh, who'd you make, man? And who's your favorite? What's your favorite Power Rangers? What's your favorite Power Rangers season? Because we're getting into it, man. Okay, but let's see. Okay, but anyway, with the context of Power Rangers, Turbo being like, oh yeah, you need to shake it up, or we're gonna cancel the show, and be like, okay, yeah, uh, definitely. Oh yeah, definitely. We're gonna get rid of the franchise as a whole. If y'all don't shake things up, and all this other stuff is like, okay, yeah, but at the same time, I'm just like, oh man, I really didn't I really liked Turbo for what it was trying to do. It had so much to work with the fact that Gekiso Sentai Sha Denja was a comedy, and they really had to play it up very seriously because and I like how they, and one of my favorite all time favorite episodes of Power Rangers as a whole, as an entire franchise, is the pizza one, the Mad Mike, where they end up where there's like the Rangers getting cooked in a giant pizza, and like now they brought it up on Wild Force or for Forever Red. Uh, there's this, so there's that, and then of course like Hillary Shepard as Diva Tox, and Carol Hoyt too as Diva Tox, and Demetria, and both of them know what they're in. And they're having a good time. It's a lot. I've said this about Hillary Shepard, and the comparisons to like Sindel's actress on like Mortal Kombat Annihilation. They know what they're in and they're having a good time. Uh, so yeah, it's like there's a lot of things you can say about like my. And on top of that, before the power transfer, you got to see. Excuse me. You got to see. You got to see Kat, and you got to see Tanya actually pull off some, get their own fight scenes for a change. I'm so glad that they got to do that. They got to do that for them, and they got to. It's almost like it made me think of like Ninja Turtles 3. I know I'm saying curse things, but remember, to Ninja Turtles 3, they got to use their weapons again. Power and Turbo, yeah, basically the Rangers I chose: Tyler, Red Dinosaur Ranger; Justin, Turbo Blue Ranger; Emily, Samurai; Sid, SPD Pink Ranger; Adam, Black Ranger; and Damon, Galaxy Green. Oh, okay, okay, nice, nice. Uh, ah, well, I would like to pay your attention to these. It's a thing of beauty. It is a thing of beauty, man. It is like, it's not, you sure? It's not the Legacy Morpher. It's not the Lightning Collection Morpher. Not the Master Morpher. It's not the re-releases from the movie, because of that. But it's a thing of beauty. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh, and also, you know the irony of that, as this, because I mentioned at the top of this that the Mighty Morphin Red Ranger was my very first like Ranger cosplay. Yeah, and this is all that remains of it. That suit is gone, 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 gone. Rest in peace. I had a great time. It's the subject of my probably my favorite YouTube video ever. So that, and then I got Dragon Dagger. but it does not. This I have this one. I got a reignition version of it, but this one's like the really cool foam ones. I got a just in my favorite Blue Ranger. Okay, okay. Mountain Blast, Turbo Power. Yeah. You mean Warfare? Well, you can actually get this. I, you can actually get this at on Walmart.com. I mean, not Walmart. You can get this at Walmart because yeah, they had like the reignition toys. Uh, and then they have just a second. Reignition Dragon Dagger. It also come with the Dragon Jaw coin. Now this makes me very happy. Hold on. See, it's pretty cool. I live in the U.S. I live in the U.K. Oh, you live in the U.K. Okay, that's a different story, brother. That's a different story, man. I have no idea. Like, you might have to check your local toy store, dude. It's like a you want a cup of tea? No worries, dude. I have a very good friend from the UK. We've been friends for a very, very long time. I wonder what she's up to these days. Okay, so I gotta get back to the tier list. But yeah, Power Rangers Turbo is gonna be my B. So Power Rangers in Space, we're gonna put it at A for Andros. uh, okay, so with Power Rangers in Space, thank you. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow. I always appreciate it when people stop by. Uh, okay, so Power for Power Rangers Space. Um, for A for Andros. Of course. Okay, for real though. It's a perfect little callbacks to like basically the series as a whole. Everything from like Broken Morphers to the Psycho from Broken Morphers to the Psycho Rangers. All kinds of just cool stuff. I mean, absolutely the Psycho Rangers because that was just a night. That just how did they go? I'm gonna watch Space Out Defense Turbo. So it doesn't longer around anymore. Yeah, I mean he was in that one episode. Uh, where they were in big trouble, and then Justin came to save them because he still has access to the the turbo powers. Uh, excuse me. But yes, space is definitely going to be in my A, and then of course like the backdoor plot. You got a Discord server. I do, but I really feel like I need to do more work on it. I mean, it may seem silly, but like I pretty much on pretty much a one dude show on the Discord. But let me get you. Give me. Let's see. Oh, now that is actually something I need to work on. I never expected anybody to want to jump on like the Discord server. I'm not gonna be too active in it. I mean, as for at the moment, well, as soon as I get in, I will definitely do this. As soon as I get more time, then I definitely will like give it more of my attention. Uh, but yes, there's that. It's a barren wasteland, so you're probably gonna be on your own. That's why I kind of hesitant to tell you to say anything. Uh, so anyway, yeah, there's definitely so yeah. Uh, yeah, the backdoor plot for TMNT Next Mutation, and of course all the stuff that came from that was really meant to be it was really meant to be uh, a season of pirate of a season another Ninja Turtles movie. There's that. You know, there's always there's also like astronomer and like how it connected to like what the next one is. And then of course that whole thing with Andros and astronomer, how they're related and the brother and sister, and how that comes into play for like the next one, which is Power Rangers Lost Galaxy, which is definitely I'm also gonna put that as A because I absolutely love the fight scenes there too. Um, Cause there's like the quasar sabers, the quasar launchers, the trans daggers, all kinds of just cool stuff, all kinds of just like the cool weapons. I love the galactic beasts. They're like living creatures, not just straight up robots made from like space magic. Uh, all kinds of just cool stuff, man. I just really us I like that they kind of, even though they switched up with Gingaman, Gingaman is more of a nature theme. Sentai, they just kept it in space, and of course that final battle working with Leo fighting Trakina and pulling her in at close range of red armor, Power Ranger, and then just pulling her in close and blowing her up at point blank. Uh, there's that, and then there's like the Return of the Psycho Ranger, like the callbacks to Power Ranger Space, where it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna fight against the Psycho Rangers again, and then it's like there's that. Then of course Chikina's training arc with Villamax, where it's actually interesting that a villain character was able to like get it like, oh yeah, we're gonna make her a cool thing, and that's also pretty dope because according to Amy, uh, Amy Roll, who used to who played Chikina, she said that they only gonna have her on for a short time until they decided they got tired. Oh, it won't let me. Oh, see, I need to. This is what I'm talking about. I gotta fix that. I'm so sorry. Oh, yeah, that's why I was hesitant to do it because I might have messed it up. Oh my god. Are you gonna? Yeah, I gotta fix that. I'm so sorry. I might have to wait till after stream and then kind of like it. But if you would like to, I will give you a link to my channel, and I'll give you in that way you can have updates of all when I have the Discord server and just my channel in general. If you want to see more of the stuff that I do, you can check me out there and I'll keep you posted. And pretty much what you're getting right here is like what you're getting right here is yeah. Was essentially what you get on the channel too. So it's like there's that. Oh, let's see. But yeah, there's the kind of like there's one of the best redemption arcs in fiction, and then yeah, actually don't get me wrong, there's plenty of like great redemption arcs like Prince Zuko and Avatar: The Last Airbender, but I also love the Stravas, or Charon's. Uh, I love Charon's her redemption arc in Power Rangers Lost Galaxy, and like how the final battle ended, and there's all kinds of cool stuff. I just absolutely adore Lost Galaxy, and like a lot of people like to joke and say like the Lost Galaxy suits look like Charlie Brown sweaters. That never left my head ever. Okay, next, Lightspeed Rescue. I'm gonna put you in the A tier too, cause again, uh, Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue. Although there's some people that actually don't like Lightspeed Rescue all that much. Who says, "Oh, this that is like, oh no, it's not that they don't like, it's not that they don't like Lightspeed Rescue. They feel like it might be overrated, maybe. Uh, but that's just not the way I see it. Lightspeed Rescue is it's a great Power Ranger season. again, you get more of solid fight scenes, all good stuff, and of course you get to see, um, you get to see the Titanium Ranger, Titanium Power. So it says that. There's like the really cool. Then there's like the really cool scenes, like where you get villains trying to like take each other's heads off. Um, there's that. Then there's like, oh my god, there's so much to say. And then you get the Max Solos. Oh, and then of course how the yes, that's actually the good point I wanted to make. How they created the Titanium Ranger when in QQ Sentai Go 5 there is no sixth Ranger, so they went ahead and just made, well, this whole Life Before Life Be Rescue, they made their own, because yeah, they, you gotta have a sixth Ranger, so yeah, coming up with the Titanium Ranger was pretty dope. And then like, because I bring him up because the Liner Boy, like the Smack Solozord, there's actually a sentient Zord, and that's a common thing in Super Sentai where the Zords could talk. And so like, yeah, it's a common thing that the Zords could talk. So creating like someone to have that Zord instead of just it being on its own is really cool. I really like that about like Life Be Rescued and how Saban Entertainment managed to like rework it and everything. I just that's cool. Also, Diabolical is a cool villain in Olympus. You wanted to mutate, right? Because you do get Chiquita's revenge, where it just makes it clear that yeah she ended up surviving, getting blown up, but she's trying to get back to her regular self, so she gets Olympus's help. So it's just I thought this was really cool. And then like and of course like the little super upgrade of the little super upgrade of what's the name of the Lightspeed Megazord. And then of course there's the one episode where they fight the Cyborg Rangers. It's like I think that was one of my first memories of like kind of catching on, like Power Rangers does a lot where they fight evil Ranger clones. And that alright, so moving on. Parents, time for us. Yes. I'm gonna put it up there too. I'm gonna put it up there too. Uh, I really like there's a lot of emotional maturity. There's a lot of emotional maturity for like a lot of Power Rangers. For like a lot of Power Rangers, it's like it's not always like even Mighty Morphin has a lot of episodes that are like really emotionally mature. Uh, I'm tired of pretending like Power Rangers as a whole does not have that. Like other than that, but yeah, Power Rangers Time Force, of course, you get all six, you get all five, the main cast. They're all doing pretty cool. They're all pretty cool. I absolutely love like the Vortex Blaster, like the like comically huge guns. It's like right there. Yeah, like comically huge guns like turn into like the ultimate blaster. There's like the Time Force swords. Uh, there's all kinds of like, oh yeah. And then it's so much. There's so many good things, and of course Rancic, being a cool, basically an original villain. There's so many good moments throughout like that, and of course, the Quantum Ranger with Eric, and then of course they how that mirrors what I sent Time Ranger does. How it's like, oh yeah, the Silver Guardians, and then of course, no, there's just so many good. There's like a ton of great moments throughout all of Power Rangers Time Force, and that's why I dig it as a S tier. Power Rangers Wild Force, Wild Force. Okay, we're gonna put it. I'm torn between putting the A and S because on the one hand you get the certified hood classic of Forever Red. Um, you get the certified hood classic of Forever Red, and then you get the A. Cause like I did like, and of course I did absolutely love the episode where they didn't have their powers. and they had to fight anyway, and they just decided to fight anyway. There's like the mystery of like the Red Ranger's parents being murdered, and like how cruel and nasty Master Orc was, and like how Red Ranger didn't just didn't just murk him on the spot with no power, or when he took away his powers. Uh, it's so many good moments throughout. There's so many good moments throughout Wild Forest, but I'm just super torn whether to keep it an S or keep it as A. It's just, oh my god. I think I'm gonna put it at A. Alright. Oh. Alright, so Ninja Storm, Range Form. So I'm gonna put this I'm gonna put this at I'm gonna put it B. I don't get me wrong. Ninja Storm was fun and funny too, because like yeah, it was one of the best examples of Power Rangers sense of humor. And to me, I think, and even that, even not even necessarily speaking as a fan, uh, Power Rangers Ninja Storm has a great sense of humor. Well, Power Rangers as a whole has a great sense of humor, and Ninja Storm absolutely showcases this. In addition to like all the really cool stuff, for like be it from like Lothor and like the banter between the Rangers. It's almost like if Sonic Boom did, like if Power Rangers like knew what Sonic Boom would be like. It's like the banter, like sort of like self awareness. And so like I figured, hey, why not do that with why not do that with Power Rangers? Uh, so it's like the one episode was like was the scroll of empowerment, and then Lothar turns to the camera and like, "What did you expect? It wasn't gonna get smaller." Uh, but there's that. There's just so many things. There's like one of my favorite jokes when there's like, who do we fight? Like, hey, who do we fight? Anyone not wearing a primary color. It's like, but it's just a it's a good. They do have those really good like emotionally mature moments of like that one episode where like Dustin, where he's like, he had trusted one of Lothar's nieces. It's like, oh yeah, I thought she was gonna be good, and it turned out it's just a big fat lie to trick me. And like, yeah, you don't, oh, you got a good heart, but don't everybody deserve to get to that. It's like, yeah, and it's like, this is really good, and yeah, and then then of course like the final fight, of like the Rangers having their powers taken away, but they still had power, and they still managed to banish Lothar, right back into the pit. So it's like that, and then of course like they had to refight all the monsters that they fought, in addition to like the foot soldiers and Lothar all at once. So it's like ridiculous. This is like a fantastic little finale to Ninja Storm. In addition to like the no powers defeat the villain. All right, Donald Thunder, power up! Of course, of course, of course, of course. If you had a great sequel to Mighty Morphin, I would say it's Donald Thunder, because it's Donald Thunder. And of course, you get Doctor O, you get Tommy to come back, you get more JDF. Uh, you get of course that wonderful dream sequence, and the dream sequence where he's like he has to fight Zeo Red and the White Ranger, and then the Green Ranger. Whether as tough as I am. Of course, he gets to fight Donald Gems. Of course, fighting Ziltrax. Uh, him fighting Ziltrax. Of course, Mesagog being OC, don't steal. There's definitely that. Oh my God, there's so many really amazing moments, and of course, like it has one of my other favorite episodes where they actually watch an episode of Abba Danger, where like yeah, there's that self awareness coming back again, that sense of humor. Hold on. They had that self awareness and that sense of humor. Uh, there's just so many good moments throughout that, and of course like Tommy kicking a T Rex, a robot T Rex in the face. Uh, and a lot of callbacks, and there was a lot of callbacks to Mighty Morphin, and in addition to like That one of like the with the video diary of Tommy saying like my history as a pirate, and it counted as 500 episodes. 500 episodes of Power Rangers as a whole, so there's definitely that. And I really really enjoyed Dino Thunder, and of course Super Dino Mode. Oh, there is one joke in there. There is one joke of Power Rangers Dino Thunder that me like it gets a laugh out of me every time. It's like where Tommy does Super Dino Mode, and of course they got the spikes on the side of their suits. And the monster said, "Spikes, what's the point?" It's like, I just a second, just a second. I can find it. No, no, no. Well, I was just gonna bring up my SPD cosplay. That's what I was gonna do. Hold on. Actually, I don't have to do that. It's here. No, right here. That's it. Here we go. Copyright. Oh yes, that's totally why. That is 100% why. I that is probably 100% why. That's 100% why I put it as SPD as S tier. Because it's being a tad biased here. I did the whole thing. Jeez, that whole. I think I fumbled that entire bit. But anyway. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. So anyway, um, of course, SPD is like fantastic. Of course, Jack Landers, being one of the best Red Rangers of all time. Uh, but it's a whole lot. It's a but there's so much to say, and not enough time in the day to say it. So we're gonna just leave it at that. Magic Source, Mystic Force. Actually, I hear a lot of people giving Mystic Forces props. And yeah, kind of rightfully so. Mystic Force does some really cool stuff. Uh, yeah, Mystic Force does some really, really cool stuff. Uh, of course, like, oh my god. Even though I haven't fully watched Mystic Force, which I should totally sit down and do so. Oh my god, trying to kill me. All right, yeah, I should do that. Ooh, goodness. Ugh. So I'm gonna put it at B because I need to watch more of it. And even though, so I think it's gonna be a lot of. So although I don't hate Mystic Force, but again, a lot of people are gonna give it. A lot of people have been giving this flowers lately, as I've noticed on social media. Operation Overdrive. I'm gonna put it right here with the Alien Rangers. And I don't hate Operation Overdrive. In fact, after a bit of a rewatch, I think they did some. I think they did some stuff that's really good. There's a lot of things that they did that are really good. I plan on playing Power Rangers Super Legends for an episode of Superstar Arcade. What I want to talk about like the cool stuff they did here with like the different villain factions and the fact that the villains designs were based on the different Zords. Um, Looking for the jewels, and then of course it's like a big send up to Pinocchio with the Red Ranger. Some really cool fight scenes, especially one with the Mercury Ranger, with Taizan as the Mercury Ranger. Uh, just oh man, and of course, the 15th year anniversary with Once a Ranger. But yeah, there's some stuff that I feel like there was lots of stuff that they wanted to do, but just not enough time to do it. Uh, Cause but I really do like, and then of course like the overdrive armor. There's just so many good things that Operation Overdrive does, but I feel like it kind of falls flat in the sense. I don't know if that makes any sense. All right, Jungle Fury, Jungle Beast, Spirit Unleashed. We're gonna put you at A. Because I really do enjoy the fact that this season of Power Rangers, is literally just one giant love letter to like kung fu cinema. Power Rangers take on like, oh yeah, it's our love letter to like kung fu cinema. Uh, like a ton of wire. I mean, yeah, sure, Power Rangers known for like doing like wire work, but since with that context of Jungle Fury feeling like a love letter to like kung fu cinema, that the wire work is absolutely one of the cool things is like yeah that era of martial arts films that used a lot of wire work. Of course, the Rangers being like this being basically a redemption story, basically it's like a redemption story for like and then of course like Daishi, uh, and I just enjoy it. And then of course Jungle Pride pizza, that pizza looks so delicious. Mm. There's RJ basically is Kisuke Urahara with if Kisuke Urahara from Bleach was a Power Ranger, cause like he's a deadly dangerous man, but he's also a pretty chill dude. Then of course like the romance between the Blue and the Yellow Ranger, and of course like Anna Hutchinson being like in a cabin in the woods. I clocked that a long time ago. Uh, let me see what else is there. Oh yeah, and then like yeah, there is like with Jared and Camille, and then of course like the giant, and then of course like the OCs of the Spirit Rangers. I thought that was a really cool addition to and then they're not in Geki Ranger. Let's see, Master Swoop, Master Master Fant, and Master Finn. Uh, the let's see. Oh, yeah. And then of course like the Pashwa, the Master Test, I mean the Secret System, and then how there's a callback to it on Super Mega Force. Uh, so I thought those were really cool things that Jungle Fury did, and of course the Zords, uh, Wolf Prime Megazord, and then like the main Jungle Prime Megazord, and just the beautiful. And then of course like the unmorph fight scenes, they you can't say it's like a love that oh yeah the final fight between like Casey and Daishi, even as the Phoenix King was like is top tier, absolutely one of my favorite final fights. Uh, there's that because like Casey he's holding his own by pulling out all the different weapons from the jungle staff, from the jungle bow staff, and the jungle chucks, and then like the jungle sword, and the shark fin swords, and it's just yeah, and it's just like that's a full ham spam fight scene right there. I just absolutely loved it, and then of course like how the Paiswa masters to turn and use their animal spirits and turn into the animals. Yeah, Power Rangers RPM. All right, RPM, get in gear. Absolutely. Um. Okay. So of course the post-apocalyptic setting, trying to take the world back from evil Venjix. Uh. Let's see, and then oh my god. There's so many good things about this, and of course Scott being the awesome Red Ranger. Oh, by the way, little fun fact. When before this next for the next season that I'm gonna get to, there's one thing you ought to know. I did a coin toss. I did or rather, a series of coin tosses to either cosplay the Red Ranger from RPM or cosplay the Red Ranger from the next season, the following season of Power Rangers. So, and the following season won the coin toss. And when I get to the following season, I have to explain something. uh, so yeah, this definitely something I gotta remember. So There's definitely more to say. Okay, so hmm. So and also actually the biggest reason why I put RPM as after S tier. Well, not necessarily for the fight scenes and sense of humor. Just like Ninja Storm, the RPM is another great example another great example of Power Rangers sense of humor. Like Ziggy being a fantastic Green Ranger. Uh, then like the thing, and then of course like Dr. K, her tragic backstory. So even though she's responsible for creating Vengeance, she just wanted a friend. That AI turned into like the evil computer virus that ended up wiping out a ton of humanity. There's also there's like, of course, there's the Red Ranger, that one awesome scene where he's fighting and where he gets his helmet knocked off. He ends up winning his fight. Eight. Uh, there's, let me see. Oh my god. And even though this is surprisingly like it's surprisingly like the shortest season that I noticed. Uh, which I thought that was interesting. I think RPM and Dino Thunder are like the two shortest seasons of Power Rangers. The other ones usually got like 50 episodes. I think. Let me think. RPM, Dino Thunder, Jungle Fury. I think they're like the shortest Power Ranger seasons. Uh, yeah, I thought that was interesting. Uh, but yeah, I was gonna cosplay RPM Red Ranger first, but I also was like, oh man, the next one is the one I wanted to cosplay, which is Power Rangers Samurai. We're gonna do Super Samurai at the same time, so I'm gonna put now. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Hold on, because maybe I can do bit just a little bit better. Don't get me wrong. I really love cosplaying Samurai Red Ranger. I really did. I had a great time cosplaying Samurai Red Ranger, and got the costume in the closet up there, and it's nicely sealed and packaged and kept for freshness. But I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go with Hold on, take it off real quick. I'm gonna have to go with the consensus that yeah, there's a lot of just not great things about there's some cool things about that Samurai Super Samurai do, especially the Beetle Master mode, and like the Beetle Master mode, the Beetle Zord, like the Bull Zord, the just the base form of like the Shogun Megazord, not the Shogun Megazord, but the Samurai Megazord. Uh, there's like there are some really dope fight scenes in that too. Uh, Actually, we can say the same thing about we got. Well, hmm, good point. That's a good question. Hmm. Cause I'm stopping. I stopped with my thought real quick because I was thinking, oh, Clash of Red Rangers. Would I count that too? But I think I'm gonna say that for later. So I'm gonna put that back. Again, just like Operation Overdrive, they had some cool stuff that they were going for, but I don't know. It's just like a lot of cool. Just like execution. I feel like this execution was not that good. I don't know. It's hard to say. It's really hard to kind of pinpoint my reason. It's hard to pinpoint my reason for like why I would put it in the C tier. Because again, I didn't hate. I feel Sentai. I didn't hate Samurai Super Samurai. I didn't. It's just you know, like despite the fact that that's the last Ranger cosplay I've done. uh, there's also like but at the same time, actually, you could, I could. It's a tie between it being either B or C. Now, my other reasoning is that some for Power Rangers Samurai and Super Samurai, this is someone's Mighty. This is another person's Mighty Morphin, as Mighty Morphin was for me back when I was little. So and then of course this is around the time the Neo Saban era. There's a lot more money being pumped into Power Rangers at the time. Actually, that is a fun fact. There was quite a lot of I think there was a lot of money when Saban bought the rights back to Power Rangers for for them to really go full ham on Power Rangers Samurai. Uh, so yeah, I think we will be putting you on B tier. Oh, of course, like the Fire Smasher. Of course, like the Fire Smasher training scene is pretty dope. And of course, the two Fire Smashers. Now, again, I'm gonna say it. When I cosplayed Samurai Red Ranger, I did think about making the Fire Smasher, but that would have been that. It would have been nuts to look around at the con. It truly would have. And then, but yes, that is a hard one. That is a hard one to do. We're gonna get into Clash of Red Rangers. All right, so Samurai Super Samurai. Now we got Megaforce Super Megaforce. Megaforce Super Megaforce. Now, now this is a tough one too. Now this one's a tough one because again, I really like Super Mega Force because those are probably one of the few things of Power Rangers I would actively be looking. Well, not the few things, but there's quite a lot I would be looking for Power Rangers. But the Ranger keys are like I've talked about this in a YouTube short. They're for like Gokaiger. Uh, talked about that and how the Ranger keys would probably be one of the few Ranger items that I have like a long collection that I would actively look for. Specifically, like, well, yeah, I wish with the reignition toys that sure they have. I'm gonna just place it right now. Put it C. I wish with the reignition toys that they would get to Super Mega Force, and then it would start doing the key. I don't like the Ranger keys, or do like a re-release of like the Super Mega Force, or the re-release of like Super Mega Force, just like how Gokaiger did like a Memorial Edition Morpher, and they would get and they would do like a update of the keys is that went past Super Mega Force, like do like Down Charge, Ninja Steel, Super Ninja Steel, Beast Morphers, etc. etc. and they would do those. I wish that I would hope that Playmates really gets to do that. I think that'd be really really cool. As for the season itself, uh, this is an example of what I talked about when it comes to Mighty Morphin, and I can say that about Samurai Super Samurai. That they wanted to recapture that sort of like magic of what Mighty Morphin did, especially Mega Force and Mega Force. Uh, they wanted to recapture that magic, and I feel like it kind of maybe hurt them in the long run. And I think that, I think that even though to be fair, I really enjoyed the. I'm gonna be honest. I really did enjoy some of the parts of Mega Force because it's always like really cool. Because again, this is like the first time you got to see Gosei Sentai Die Ranger on Power Rangers. Like that's my favorite Super Sentai. Uh, there's that. You got to see other Rangers. You got to see like other Ranger teams that weren't just that weren't have never been seen before. Like how they had Flashman, they had Changeman, they had all the different. They had freaking Five Man and Mask Man. Uh, they had all the different Ranger powers, and I like how over time the Power Rangers and brand have like slowly integrated them into like the stuff and then stepped into like the lore of because they've done an adaptation for Ghost Sentai Die Ranger for Power Rangers in the comics. They've also I think it's really I think those are really cool things about it. Of course, their fight with the final battle between with the Emperor Marvo, where he tanked three super attacks. Yeah, he tanked three super attacks, and then he still stood like he still got up, still talking noise. Um, of course, I liked Orion at Super Mega Silver. He may be able to mix the powers of like different Six Rangers. Uh, all kinds of just like cool stuff. There were some cool things in Super Mega Force and Mega Force, like how in the fights with like Metal Alice and Vrac in Mega Force, Super Mega Force, like Ultra Mode, you know, all kinds of stuff like that. But then it's just like just parts that fall short. Uh, but I feel like yes, that's definitely one. But again, I will say the Ranger keys, I would love to get my hands on those, and like those are and like line the walls up here in my room. All right, down charge, down supercharge. I think I'm gonna put those in A. Alright, down charge, down supercharge. Of course, I like Kyoto because like I absolutely adored Kyoryuger. Um, there's definitely I had fun watching both. I had fun watching Kyoryuger. However, uh, I'm salty that they didn't do. I'm salty that they did not do the I didn't saw they needed the triple crossover, but I can also understand because they didn't have Beast Morphers Rangers just yet. They didn't have Rangers for Ghostbusters just yet because then again it gets it gets to it yeah, but it didn't get to it yet. That's what I'm keep drawing blank on, just being stupid. But I really did like. There's so many great moments throughout Downtown Down Supercharged. Of course, Yoshi Sidarso is Coda. Uh, then of course like the humor. Of course like the humor for Power Downtown Down Supercharged. Then of course like how they eventually start using like D-Boss from Kyoryuger, and then of course like there's Poisandra and Sledge is like weird relationship, and like the Energems. Then of course like they use, then of course that's a hint because the reason why I say that they did the triple crossover is because for Snide for like Heckle and Snide on Down Supercharged, Snide was on like the triple crossover. That's why I wondered why. That's why I was like a bit confused at the time because that the same year that came out, and I was just like, oh, I would have loved to have seen it. But other than that, I thought, hey, other than that, I had a great time watching. I had a great time watching Power Rangers Down Supercharged. I also actually saw a TikTok recently talking about they said they did a rewatch of Power Rangers Down Supercharged, and this like they said there was something that was really interesting. It said like Down Supercharged are showcases the different types of intelligence, and I think that's a very interesting one because it's like how yes, and I thought that was just a really interesting little thing that they talked about. Oh, excuse me. All right, Ninja Steel, Super Ninja Steel, Ninja Steel, Super Ninja Steel. Uh, mm, mm, that's a tough one. That is a tough one, honestly. I do like the concept of like the villains who are part of like this intergalactic game show. Uh, I did like how I did like how like Galvin X is fighting the Rangers and Madame Otis is like, just wait a second, Galvin X. Just think of it this way: if you get dropped, that's absolutely going to lose. They're going to have a dip in the ratings for you. It's like, I really like that. I like Mick Canick because like of course is Kelsey Henderson who's been with Power Rangers is Power Rangers SPD as Boom. He gets like the big thank you. He gets the thank you of being like the Red Ranger. I just thought that was really cool. But I will as C. I thought the gold and Red Rangers being related to like the greatest ninja of all time. Uh, I thought that was really cool. I like how Madame Modi is basically like set Yara X up to fail so she could take over. And of course, I did absolutely adore the 25th anniversary of uh, the Rangers coming back, and then doing a slightly better job than what, and then doing a slightly better job than what the Legendary War did because they allowed the Rangers to do a lot more, even though some of the focus was on Tommy. Uh, that was like the last canon appearance of Tommy, him with the Master Morpher, which is like so good, which is like when I first saw it, it's like masterpiece. And of course, that's JD's final project that he did for Power Rangers before he passed away in 2022. Uh, they like that. That's just really cool. There's all kinds of stuff like that. There's all kinds of just cool stuff like that. Oh yeah, and I also like how they do something like how Dino Thunder, how like in Dino Thunder they had different powers outside of being morphed. They did the same thing with Super Ninja Steel, Ninja Steel, Super Ninja Steel. Like how Preston, he was able to use magic outside of being morphed, and they had real magic and stuff like that. And then I thought that was really cool. But yeah, I don't hate like all these. Don't see. I don't despise them. I don't despise them at all. I just really enjoyed them, and I really enjoyed them. But at the same time, it's like I wish there's some cool stuff that they did. Absolutely, and I wish there's some other stuff that they did too. Now, Beast Morpher season 1 and season 2. Uh, I had fun. I'm not gonna lie, I had fun watching Beast Morpher season 1 and season 2 because again, it's connected to Power Rangers RPM since Evox is Vengeance. Uh, yeah, so Evox is Vengeance, and he's like, okay. Whereas like, and then they brought back Dr. K, and of course then that's where you get the triple crossover with Mighty Morphin and Donald Thunder and Donald Charge coming back to work with them, and then there's all kinds of just super awesome madness, and of course you get Goldar Maximus, and then of course you get that first mention of what they school eventually would do with Dino Fury and Cosmic Fury. Just a second, as a matter of fact, since I mentioned it. Since I mentioned it, oh, that's spicy. But yeah, like Beast Morphers was a lot of fun to watch. Hold on, hold on. There we go. Uh, of course, like okay, absolutely one of my favorite characters in that is Steel, because he's like a himbo, with like his big dumb himbo, who just wants to be a good ranger and a good brother to Nate. It's like yeah, there's something, yeah, nothing bad about that. uh, and I thought Beast Morphers was a lot of fun. Now, 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 Dino Fury. We're going to Dino Fury and Cosmic Fury. They're just like with all these on the C tier. There's the things that they did that are fantastic. I just think the Beast. I just think Dino Fury did them really, really well because it's callbacks throughout the entire series. Because again, you get Lord. That my bias is the fact that Lord Zed returns, and that Lord Zed comes back. Um, the compliance collar. That's something that they set up on Power Rangers Beast Morphers. It's something that they set up on Power Rangers Beast Morphers. Like I said, they start hinting at things that they would do on Power Rangers Dino Fury and Cosmic Fury. How Lord Zed got brought back at a time when he was his most evil before he had married Rita. Uh, so and then he's in there with a compliance collar. There's yeah. So there's Dino Fury. Like Dino Fury, I really liked how it's okay. I really got to do this too. I don't have a bias. No, I don't. I don't have a bias. Don't look at me. Okay. So in Dino Fury, of course, Zato, uh, being like one of a very wholesome Red Ranger, but at the same time, it's like, oh yeah, he's definitely like him and Ion's relationship are pretty dope because it's like yeah, they're connected like the that within Lord Zed destroys their home planet in like 24 hours. It's like oh my god. Uh, there's let me see. I really liked the relationship between the Pink and Blue Rangers. I really liked it. And of course, like them working at Buzz Blast and like Milo getting on Amelia getting on like April O'Neil on and like yeah, you want to do like real stories about ghosts and stuff like that. She's really trying to find out what happened to her parents. Like her only connection is like Pop Pop, and who's also he's not Rafconian. He's not from like Planet Rafcon, but he's like a good like dad to her. So there's that. There's also Void Knight, who I originally thought was like a Mr. Freeze character, a Mr. Freeze style character when he had the Void Queen in the tank with the. It was the reason why he needed to get Sporks Beasts, like the Sporks and stuff like that. So there's that. There's also, there's so much. I really enjoyed. Who did I enjoy the most on here? I liked. I liked Izzy. I liked her. I liked her and Fern together. A couple. Uh. You can go ask your folks. My nephew. What's next? Uh, anyway, I really enjoyed. Uh, I really enjoyed like how the little mystery of like how Amelia Vision finds out how she's Connie and that like little antenna going back. I remember watching it the first time. I was like, oh, is he a bald spot? It's like, no, that's antenna. Oh wow, Zato had the stuff coming out in the back. What happens next? I liked. Let's see. There's so many good. There's so many awesome moments throughout Dino Fury that I will cherish forever. But do believe it's like the only one of the few Power Ranger seasons left on Netflix. If I'm not mistaken, I think it might have left, but other than no, I think it's still on. I think it's still on Netflix. Even though the deal with even though I think the deal with Netflix has been done and over with, since Power Rangers will be doing like the reboot on Netflix. Which, by the way, I'm reminded that when I get the chance that I get, I think I'll be able to start working on. I think I might be able to get some ideas kind of rolling around for my video about College Fury because my original intent was to make that video. Uh, my intent was to make that video. With the knowledge that that Jonathan Entwistle was going to be doing the reboot on Netflix. That was like the plan for that was like the plan and everything. And I guess that fell through. And of course, there's a thing on Reddit where he talks about what he would have done. Uh, where people ask him about Karate Kid Legends. My initial thought, and I felt like this was probably a lot of other people, was like, oh yeah, he's gonna go ahead and do Karate Kid Legends, and then come back to Power Rangers, stuff like that. But I guess it just never happened. Now we're just gonna have to wait for the Disney Plus reboot, which again been pretty quiet. But again, I did like Lord Zed coming back and then becoming like Master Zed and looking like Super Shredder. And then of course like the double cross us of like Familia, basically like trying to set Lord Zed up to do like the complete opposite of the Z Wave, with the galaxy in constant conflict. She'd be able to profit off every evil empire out there, trying to contact her to get weaponry. It's insane. Uh, there's that. And there's like, and then of course like how Lord Zed just ends up stuck in a loop stuck with Rita, and there's that, and of course like Zato becoming a Morphin Master, like the lore of like the Morphin Masters has connected to like other previous seasons of Power Rangers, how the Green Morphin Master was able to make it so like the Rangers could get all the Rangers that didn't have the power to get it back, how she was able to bring back how she was able to bring back Steel from dying after he tried to fight Evox and give him this real boy ending. Uh, just like what happened with Mac on Operation Overdrive. But yeah, I just thought I really enjoyed watching Dino Fury and Cosmic Fury and how the fun stuff. Of course, again, you get Billy as a mentor. Billy coming back to Power Rangers. You get to see Heckle return and gets to be the Dark Ranger, just like he does in the comics. Like he gets the Dark Ranger power in the comics, which I remember, my initial thought when I go back to Dino Supercharged, I thought that Heckle was going to be able to be that Ranger, but it's like it just never happened. And then when he finally come back on Cosmic Fury, it's like, oh yeah, he definitely does. He definitely does get to be the Dark Ranger, and he gets like a whole like redemption arc and everything. It's like it's really cool. I really enjoyed it, and then yeah, but yeah, that's all like the main seasons of Power Rangers. Now let's talk about the movies. Let's talk about the movies. The movies. First Power Rangers movie. Yeah, it's like it's just too much fun. It's just genuinely too much fun. Uh, this is like Super Mega Peak Power Rangers. This is like Super Mega Peak Power Rangers. This that's successful. This like it's huge. A huge thing for Power Rangers. Um, that they get the upgraded suits. There's Ivan Ooze, like the fight scenes, the of course like the not so great looking Zords, which is an interesting choice. But again, this is them following. This is something that Power Rangers does, which is to kind of sort of follow different trends. And I get my guess is that they followed the same thing Jurassic Park did. That Jurassic Park did previously. How good the dinosaurs looked in it via Industrial Light and Magic. So they figured, hey, let's do that too. And they also got Industrial Light and Magic to make the Megazord. But you know, it's just an interesting choice that they made. But I'm not going. I'm not doing that. I think that it was just an interesting choice to go with like a CG with a CG Zords and CG Ivan News. But you know, I mean, you know, an old man. I mean, Paul Freeman was just an old man. He couldn't like exactly like roll around and do all this other stuff. Although you could just put in a stunt dude and then have Freeman dub it over. But I think I really enjoyed Power Rangers the movie for what it's trying to do, and it did great. I love it. And then of course at the end just the tangas, stuff like that. And okay, it's a Turbo Power Rangers movie. uh, man, this is a hard one. Well, you don't get Ranger Power to like the third act. Of course, again, just like what I said about Power Rangers Turbo, there's Hillary Shepard as Diva Talks, and she knows who she is. She's having a good time. It's like the actress Sindel in Mortal Kombat Annihilation. There's just so many good things, and there are some fun things in this too. It's like there was like different ideas. You get to see Austin John one last time. I mean, you get to see you get to see Austin come back. Not one last time. Because he comes back in Great Connection on Beast Morphers. You get to see Kimberly one last time. Uh, that's just like, and then, no, I am the one with the muscles and the power. You get to see that, and of course, the continuity of the show because the first two episodes of Turbo, they do talk about, oh yeah, they do bring up what happens in the movie, and then unfortunately, it did not do great because it was made $8 million on a $9 million budget, and it just didn't hit. But I also said this too in the video I talked about Turbo Power Rangers movie. It could very well be the victim of bad timing. Well, one, bad timing, and two, franchise fatigue. Because like, yeah, you had your foot on the gas for years since 1993, and and Power Rangers being a consistent franchise. I mean, I'm sure like it's just like any franchise, it's bound to have like dips. So I feel like Power Rangers is having just dips, is having a bit of a dip in its like popularity, and that's what definitely one way I look at it. I don't look at it just like, oh yeah, we was burn out, but yeah. 2017 Power Rangers. Uh, okay, so 2017 Power Rangers. Now, I enjoyed it because, like, although I'm gonna say the same thing as I said in the video I did about it, and then in the video about Turbo Power Rangers movie, is that it don't get Ranger power till the third act. There's a build up to it. It's just sort of like build up to it, where it's like, oh yeah, like the Rangers were this, the Rangers that. Just I really like I really like Bryan Cranston as Zordon, like more of like this troubled, like they're not like super duper perfect. They're like they like the Rangers have like their issues, the problems, their issues. And of course, Ludi Lin, who's also like Liu Kang on Liu Kang on Mortal Kombat, who's here. So, but there's also like Becky G as that's a pretty high tier actors like Zachary Montgomery, who's in Stranger Things. Freaking Becky G, Ludi Lin, RJ Kyler, Elizabeth Banks. There's honestly there's some pretty good talent movie. And then of course like how there was supposed to be more. I was hoping they would have done the Green with Evil storyline, which they had in that they had like a teaser for it. It's like, oh yeah, they're supposed to do that, but that's unfortunately never going to happen. Uh, there was a whole heck of a lot. Uh, and like the suits grew on me too, and then of course like the suits grew on me too, and then of course like the Krispy Kreme collab, the famous Krispy Kreme collab. Whole lot of Krispy Kreme. All right, once and always, absolutely enjoyed the crap out of this. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Because it was really cool to see the Rangers again. There wasn't a focus on like another team of Rangers, while the other Rangers from the past are in the background. The main team of Rangers are front and center. Even though some of the most of the focus is on Min, Trini's daughter, and like after the Trini's death at the hands of like Robo Rita, and of course how it rolls back into Cosmic Fury, because according to both David Yost and Simon Bennett, Cosmic Fury happens after Once and Always. Uh, there's this is a lot of good stuff in here. I just enjoyed it, and then of course like I said, the emphasis is on the older Rangers and not necessarily the older Rangers along with the team of newer Rangers at the time. And the older Rangers spotlight, you get more of the spotlight, and you get basically like you get all the love from like Mighty Morphin for like Mighty Morphin again. So so I thought it was a lot of fun. So I genuinely thought it was a lot of fun. I go back to watch it every once in a while. It's like, heck yeah. There's so many different Easter eggs from throughout like Mighty Morphin's time, and then of course like you get more. The Badora protocol that it's for all Rangers. Like yeah, Rita's name on Zudanger is Badora. I just thought that was a cool little Easter egg, and just like it's a lot of yeah. Again, once in a while it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. Last but not least, okay, I'm gonna say yeah. Although no. Actually, yeah, because I watched Class of Red Rangers, then I watched the source we came from with Shikinger and Go Anja, where the Go Anja crew is supposed to be there too, not just the Red Ranger, and it's very interesting how they didn't let him morph. I know that pretty sure that's Eka Darville doing like the voice role. Uh, Pretty sure. Pretty sure that's at Darville, but they never let him unmorph. They gave him like the Doctor O treatment where he couldn't morph. Uh, there's there's just like oh my god, but there's just so much that they cut out. I don't know. It's weird because I feel like this is Saban's attempt to like distance himself from like Disney. It's like you guys never happened. You guys never happened. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? It's like it's insane. Uh, it's crazy. But it's just. But I was like, I just still enjoyed it. Nonetheless, it's just the with that little thought in the back of my mind of like, yeah, he tried to distance himself from like this is Saban's attempt to distance himself from Disney as if he never gave up the rights in the first place. And it's like, it's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. And then it just, but yeah, why not have got? Well, again, I feel like that I got my answer. I think I just answered my own question as to why the other Rangers aren't there. But yeah, I'm just like, not to say that I didn't enjoy watching the Class of Red Rangers, wearing some like a double cross. But other than that, it's just like, other than that, it's just like I wish they would have been able to get away with more. I wish they just find like allowed the other RPM Rangers to come back for like that one for that one little showdown for that one big crossover event. But yeah, but yes, this is all of the Ranger seasons. This is all of the Ranger seasons. Uh, and yeah, this is pretty much it, man. That's pretty much it, man. This was a lot. This was a lot to take in. I think I'm sore now. Like, oh, my dang throat is sore. Yeah, this is just my thoughts on different seasons of Power Rangers. I do not hate any of these seasons. If I put them lower than S, then it's like, oh yeah. If I put them lower than like S, I don't. It's like, oh, they're terrible. They're terrible. No, 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 no. Just things I liked about them, things that I wish they could have done just a tad bit better. But overall, I love Power Rangers as a whole. But this is just a lot. Oh, there is something I will say about there is something I will say about things like Mega Force, Super Mega Force, uh, Ninja Steel, Super Ninja Steel, uh, that a lot of them kind of kept. One of the other examples that I keep going back to when I say they try to recapture what made Mighty Morphin and things, they kept going back to go Power Rangers, whereas things like Time Force, Time Force, Down Thunder, SPD, RPM. Other than the original movie, then the other ones that aren't for part of the Neo Saban, they allowed them to make their own. They got to make their own theme songs, not necessarily relying straight up on Go Power Rangers. That's an example of the Mighty Morphin influence. That's an example of like Mighty Morphin's influence of like the franchise itself relying solely on just Mighty Morphin. Now, and again, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of love for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. There truly is. One of my first Ranger cosplays. See, so yes, that's definitely one thing I can say about that. But yes, these are all my ideas. These are all my thoughts on like on what my favorite Power Rangers seasons are, and all that good stuff. But like if you wanted to talk suit design, I'd say Zeo, Space, RPM. Um, this is aside from Mighty Morphin. Of course, Samurai. Of course, I cosplay. I wouldn't cosplay. I would. I like Donna Furies. I like. This is just this peak. Uh, but other than that, I think that's it, man. I had fun making this. So yeah. Uh, 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 that, I'm not doing it on purpose.